I wish I could show you the power of the Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped, but I'd get demonetized.
I'm dangerously smooth.
I wish I could show you just how well Manscaped's crop preserver works.
I wish you could smell it.
I wish I could show you how well Manscaped's crop reviver works. But unfortunately, due to the limitations of technology,
You can't smell me through your screen.
I mean, I could shave off more arm hair.
It still hasn't grown back.
But even just describing how convenient the flashlight is might net me a demonetized video.
But I hope you can use your imagination.
Go over to manscaped.com and use code 1BOOM for 20% off plus free shipping. That's right, code 1BOOM for 20% off and free shipping. Treyarch used to be the kings of inconsistency when it came to their multiplayer design, but I am happy to see that they are removing the bullet penetration benefits from Black Ops Cold War, instead having a universal bullet penetration stat that's based on weapon category and not FMJ versus non-FMJ. Essentially, Tony Flame on Twitter said that Cold War will have universal bullet penetration, and I think this is the first time we've ever seen this, because I am almost positive that every Call of Duty game has some form of bullet penetration benefit. Whether it's a perk or an attachment, there's some way to increase the bullet penetration of your gun. In Cold War, they're gonna have a very simple system, okay? If you're listening, LMGs have better bullet penetration than ARs, and ARs have better bullet penetration than SMGs. FMJ, Deep Impact, those are things of the past when it comes to bullet penetration changes. Instead, those types of attachments, I think, will do more damage to vehicles. Anything that would originally be FMJ will now just do more damage to vehicles, and nothing to do with, actual bullet penetration and damage. So, nothing caliber based and nothing attachment based will affect your bullet penetration. What I'd like to know though is bullet penetration just damage through materials, or how many materials it will go through? Because I think it'd be really cool if LMGs didn't just punch through a wall and do a little bit more damage than AR, it maybe punches through 2 walls, which could be a little bit of fun. In case you don't know, and a lot of people don't because it's not very prominent, there is a sort of caliber based penetration system. And it's also weapon class based in Modern Warfare. My friends and I did a lot of testing of it. I never turned it into a video because I'm an idiot and I really should have. But essentially, 7.62 does more bullet penetration than 5.56 in the AR category, but a 7.62 LMG does more damage through a wall than a 7.62 assault rifle. So it's class based and caliber based at the same time. It's very strange. Because then 5.56 with FMJ did a little bit more than 7.62 standard, but 7.62 FMJ was obviously better, so FMJ was a boost, but the game never really explained this to the player that 7.62 did more bullet penetration. In fact, Modern Warfare doesn't even show consistently what caliber the weapon you're choosing fires. At least in the menu, when you have the gun selected, it tells you the ammo type. I'm gonna miss the focus on weapon caliber in some ways with Cold War, because I like that if I'm using an M4 and I walk over a RAM, I can collect the ammo from it because they both fire 5.56, NATO rounds, and it makes sense. I like that the Kar 98 and the MG34 fired the same caliber, and I like that the Scar and the M91 fired the same caliber. There was a lot of fun things in Modern Warfare, that would allow you to optimize your setups based on the caliber of the weapons you chose. For instance, using an M19 with fully loaded plus a 9mm M4 was really smart because you just got a shit ton of 9mm reserve ammo that both weapons could utilize. So we're simplifying things, and some people are going to see this as a downgrade, and in some ways I do as well. I kind of like that Modern Warfare was going more towards pseudo-realism, and I hope that Infinity Ward's next title, I hope that the next Modern Warfare game, the next thing Infinity Ward does, is more realistic and it refines what Modern Warfare 2019 was going for. But I do like the simplicity here. My LMG punches through walls better than an AR, and the AR punches better than SMG, and overall that's a good decision to me. Treyarch used to be really bad with inconsistency, toughness perk versus no toughness perk. In Black Ops 3, specialist weapons and the introduction of high caliber. And in Black Ops 4, the specialist weapons and abilities, and each gun had its own set of attachments, and some guns had the opportunity to have better chest and head damage through high caliber 1 and 2. Now hear me out, this is not realistic at all, but since Cold War is going less for realism and more for fun, I will say I wish they would have introduced an attachment in Gunsmith that increases bullet penetration by a lot, like doubles bullet penetration damage, but increases recoil by 50%. could maybe limit it to LMGs or certain ARs, but I would really like it if I could just fire really heavy-duty rounds that kick a lot more but just do a massive amount of damage through walls. But of course, that's a pretty decent trade-off. You can shoot someone through wall better, but your accuracy is dog shit. And in a game with a longer time to kill and a headshot emphasis, I don't know, that might not be the best thing all the time, but I think it would have been fun. So that's just a little idea I wanted to throw in this video. But because Treyarch is going for consistency with Cold War, I am going to kind of hold them to this standard throughout the life cycle. If they say they're going for consistency, that's much more obtainable than realism from a balance standpoint. So if they add attachments or equipment that drastically reduces the amount of consistency in game, some people even think fire rate increasing attachments are sort of a no-no because they do create an inconsistency in how fast you die from one weapon one time and the same weapon the next, because one person used it with rapid fire and one person didn't. But there's trade-offs to using that. There's never really been a trade-off to using FMJ. You don't really get a downside, you just deal more damage through a surface. So what do you guys think about them going away from realism and more towards being a more competitive video game? Because I kind of like the idea that Infinity Ward and Treyarch will have these opposed styles, where Modern Warfare games could be more realistic, they could be more towards pseudo-realism, more like Insurgency, and then the Black Ops games can be a little bit more traditional Call of Duty-esque, or a little bit more arcadey Call of Duty-esque. However you want to look at it, it's really up to your perspective and what other games you play and where your comparisons lie. Some people will see this as a downgrade, but personally I just see it as a change in direction. Call of Duty is never going to be fully realistic anyway, so I like that they're going for consistency. If realism is not a goal that they can meet while still maintaining the Call of Duty feel, they might as well go for consistency. Anyway, thank you for watching this short video, and I encourage you to check out Boom's Backlog, my second channel where I cover non-FPS related games. The link for that will be in the description, as well as that's what all your friends are going to be watching in a year anyway, so you might as well get it on the ground floor, am I right? See you when I see you, goodbye.